as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
It's our time.
Prescott now, option right. There's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on fourth down. A first down throw for Prescott. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
To throw is Prescott. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. We're scoreless after 1. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Ready, ready. 70, Indy. Look at me. Zipper. Recon, 132 fighter.
And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Check 26, check 26. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. Let's go. Dudes. Switch.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson. 69 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the 1st quarter. But in the 2nd quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or 2. We'll be watching that one later on today.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. This is Elliott. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. On 2nd down, Elliott. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. Here's Prescott. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper. As the 1st half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. He may try and run for this. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. That's fielded in the end zone.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. This time, Jackson will throw it. Forced out to his left. He's going to have the first down past the 20. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Fighting through. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The sack by Robert Quinn. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied fourth quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of the time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game fourth quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Prescott down. And this is caught. It's Cooper. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look to grab a late lead. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. They come up in an offset eye. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll turn to the power game at Olawale. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back to throw. Being chased out left. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He's back to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.
Try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. I'ma run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This will be taken very short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
That's a set. 19. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. 24. Mike, 31. Check 52.
On 1st and 10, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. A huge play there right off the bat. 51 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Rush in. Rush in. 24.
Watson just beating the play clock. Dancing to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Set. 19. 57 for Mike. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Hatchet. Hatchet 55. Hatchet 54. Go. Echo.
Throwing again on second down. Watson steps away to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Mike 57. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine, baby. You're all mine.
Watson. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
First down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Alert 3. Alert 3. Alert 3.
Another time now.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Second down and goal. Watson buying time to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's third and goal. He may try and run for this. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
On 4th down, Watson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Running with Howard.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On first down, they run with Howard. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This is Howard on second down. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
You remember this? Let's go, baby. Kill. 37. Kill. Hey, wahoo.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On the give, running right is Howard. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Check 31.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. On 3rd down, here comes Clement. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They end up taking a loss on the play. Only person happy now, the punter. Gets to go out there and show Mom that he gets to play in the game.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway?
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the 3rd quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Switching gears for a second, Charles. This last week has not been kind to quarterbacks who are toward the end of their career. You think about Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, both with injuries, and then Eli Manning, he's heading to the bench.
Maybe we look at it as a collective passing of the torch. Not in a way that anyone really wants when you're talking about Breeze and Roethlisberger due to injury, although I expect Breeze to be back before this season is over and play. Eli, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Will he accept that role as the number 2? Will someone else in the league want Eli Manning to quarterback for them? But overall, think about who's still left out there. The Tom Brady's of the world. We're seeing a lot of his guys maybe start to transition.
Let's go, great. Topper!
41. We've got to wedge that, huh? Hey, defense, let's go! Hey, check 20.
On second down now, it's Howard. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. Again, it's Howard. And an alley to run. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. Now Howard. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle. So, Charles, talk about a play that could prove pivotal, and I mean pivotal. That decision right there could be really costly.
Without a doubt. You talk about taking a chance there and deciding you're going to go all in, as they like to say. That's exactly what that one was, and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, inside their own territory, game tied, this stage of the contest, boy. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's put that team on the bus.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Johnson. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
36 to Mike. I want that. Give me that ball.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Forced out to his left. He's got Fuller. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Single receiver. 44's getting the ball right there. Tight ends left. Mike 36. Mike 36. Let's go, defense. Hey.
From the gun, here's Watson. Being chased out left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick-6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
I don't think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Back now in Houston, it's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. Again, it's Miller. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Brings up third down and 7.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
31. 36. 37.
Out of the gun, Watson. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll try the air now with Watson. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 15 yards on the play, first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push. And what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming after you. Undercut, undercut, undercut.
Now it's Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Hey, set. 57. Let's go, let's go. Let's go.
From the red zone now, Watson. He gets it left side to Johnson. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. One man in the backfield, that's Miller, 2nd and goal.
He's checking. Crash. Tighten up.
He'll get it up the middle. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal.
Kill. Turn up. Kill.
They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. If that touchdown means a decision has to be made. Do they kick the PAT and tie it up, or do they go for 2 and try and win it right now?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They go with Howard again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball...
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Except for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime... that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. They'll keep it on the ground. Howard looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
On 1st and 10, it's Clement. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That one, a first down pickup of 8. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free to protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
Check 41. It's a party now. It's a party now.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They run with Howard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction.
41 Mike. Hey, switch gears. Check 37.
Great 15.
Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction.
It's just me and you. He's coming.
A give to Howard running left. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
Check.
They'll run it again with Miller. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4.
It's out time, guys. It's out time. Check it to 6. Pull it. Pass. Watch 36. 36 to Mike. I got it. 24.
Now Watson, his first throw of OT. Flushed out right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And here's your ball game. Down 3 in overtime, but they're going for this thing on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson, he finds his target, Fuller. 30. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. That, the definition of a do-or-die play, but they keep this overtime session going with a 1st down. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Watson with a give to Miller. Miller with 1st down and more. And he gets it all the way down to the 3.
Let's go. Let's go.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now it's Miller. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.
amateur. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerge victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's noted in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the jets. The coach will regret even letting us.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I start like I'm Dino. Think I'm part Italian. Blame that on Gino. Snowflake the medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. At a genie with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish he's well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by they sell.
That's why I treat my friend good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just
yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. They just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take you through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place. There's some on the way. Cause my bros on the way. I got stones on my gold. I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Set up getting thick, so I put it on display.
with this round here, I make that joke. Everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself, yeah.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Houston Texans. Marr now to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 20. Yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set. 19.
5, 5, 5. Too little. Switch it. Come on. Switch it.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Set. 19.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, man. Hey.
To the court.
Check 13. Big dad. Come. Motion. Hey, check.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I enjoyed watching Robert Quinn in pregame warm-ups with you down on the field. Did it surprise you how tall and angular he is? You wouldn't think he'd be able to play against the run that well, would you?
But he can, and he showed it right there, didn't he?
That's that wrestling background he has. He understands leverage as well as anyone in the game. A big-time wrestler in high school. He didn't lose very often.
3-time heavyweight state champ in South Carolina.
Safety screen.
Third and long. It's Watson. It's complete to Fuller. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive.
Don't get nervous.
Check 49. Check 48. The mic.
They are going for it. Here's Watson. And he finds Stills. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with the penalty. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mike, 55.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
This is it. 19.
Come on, let's go. Check the back, check the back.
36.
Check 4, check 4.
On second down, it's Johnson. Anthony Brown there on the tackle.
And as others who like to blitz even on rundowns, it confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
It's our time.
Alert, alert.
55, Mike, let's go. Come get some. Come on here, come get some.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
First down, Texans.
This is it. 19.
6 man.
54.
Check girls, check girls. Shift.
59, 59.
Hey, turn it up.
They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Check 3, check 3.
Alert.
Mike 55.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins. Alert.
Back. On trot. Mike 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And the catch made by Johnson. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
To throw again on second down, Watson. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a first down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Now he'll escape to his right, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They give to Johnson going right. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with third and still 7 yards to go. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Reset. 19. Check. 55 to Mike. He's counting you. It's time to run.
Watson now on third down. A bullet throw, but incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me,
I was.
It sounds like you're thinking the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
41's coming. 41's the mic. Silver.
We're going to 54. Right here.
Shoot.
Hey, kill.
Haven. 41's the mic. 41's the mic.
26.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott now. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Here's Jones. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
From the 30 on second down, Watson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
It's third down and 6 yards to go.
The Texans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Watson. On the left side, this is Stills. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Check, 43.
54.
Mike 55. You got nothing in there. Listen. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
They're going for it. It's Watson. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. From the 41, Watson escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Watson steps away, and that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Throwaway and incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. On line, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this 2nd half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the 2nd half gets underway. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have, touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott, 75 yards, and the Cowboys have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
There you go. Go right in.
Check back 33.
Here we go. Going to 53. Hey, here we go.
Check 33. 33. Focus, defense. Focus.
26.
Go, go. It's right.
And some room to run now. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away. This will be taken short. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, check right. Watching your ball.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. Back up into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. Lost my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. All my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Head to head with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them. I'ma break them. I'm a Hall of Fame legend, they should go and hang my jersey. Made to put in work, I don't think they really heard me like. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Ain't no stopping me, ain't no topping me. I am up, number one seed, ain't nobody popping up. Got a squad of gorillas from the jungle suited up. You kicking off against me, hope you ready, get it up. I be booted up, popping out a sprinter or a truck. Whole team chasing bags while they chasing us. Calling audible, I read the game, I think it's teammates got the blitz, yeah. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Yeah. One up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Marr now to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw is Watson. Flush to his right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school. Mike 55. 55. Mike 55. I got it. Mike 55. Right there.
To throw is Watson. To throw again. He's going to fire one deep. And that's caught inside the 30. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. 43 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
They'll run with Miller. And some space here. That good for 22 and a first down.
This is going to sound crazy, but that type of a carry, big-time run, actually brings a high and a low to it. The high, of course, is the run. But the low, he didn't quite get to the end zone, just short of the pylon. What do you think he's doing in the huddle right now? Guaranteed he's lobbying for the football.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Hyde. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They try again with Hyde, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
On second down, Elliott. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's Prescott. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. A first down carry by Elliott. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, kill. 47. 26.
Now Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Check 41. Man, that's
Hey, kill. 47. 26.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
The tackle made by Ricky Merciless. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
Kill. Here we go, 47.
check it out front.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Going to 54. Line 8.
March to the backfield. Hey, 4-1 Mike.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Kill.
You go tight. You got tight. You got
We're going to 53. Here we go, going to 54. Line 8.
set. Look small. Shoot.
Hey, kill. Under. 26.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
We're going to 54. Line 8. Then we're going to 53.
He's coming. Double up.
Here we go, 46. Undercross. Here we go, going to 54. Go 26.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
We're going to 54. Line 8.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Watch twist. Watch.
We're going to 54. Line 8.
Check.
Then we're going to 53. Go. Get out there. 26.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Marr able to put this one through. And they are trailing. It's 7-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 27, Watson dancing to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
Check 29.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
First down, Texans.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
3 bucks. Mike 55.
26.
Watch the run.
Mike 55. Here we go. Check 55. Go. Check 55 for Mike.
And let's go.
Watson now to throw. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. They'll roll him out right. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Then it should be the final play before the quarter ends. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them.
Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel 35 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
At their own 31-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Here's Watson, throwing again. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And he slides to avoid the hit. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Duke Johnson, 44 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike.
Under.
Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott is going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
10th carry now for Elliott. Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans' 33. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
47.
Here's Elliott. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
47.
Check 13.
41 Mike. 41 Mike. Check.
Go. Get out there. 26.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too.
41's coming. 41's the Mike.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
I smell fear in that offense.
31. 24.
Again, it's Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
This is set. 19. Check 55. 59.
Check it back. Check it back.
Now it's Watson. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he's brought down. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They come out here in the eye. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They run it again with Hyde. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. They'll run it. Here's Hyde. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Back. Check. Line up.
One last throw here for Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's into the end zone with no time left on the clock. And they're an extra point away from winning this game.
Well, that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right, just one more element to complete the victory. The kick is good, and can you believe this? They win it with zeros on the clock. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one, just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on.